Hello, my dear students. Welcome you for the second lecture on unsteady state or transient heat conduction. So, following are the topics which will be covered. So, at the end of this lecture, you will be able to explain the significance of Biot and Fourier number, define and justify the criteria for lumped heat analysis, and solve problems using lumped heat analysis concept. Let us review what are the topics we learned in the lecture 1 before we go to the lecture 2. We studied about transient conduction. What do you mean by transient conduction? It is a conduction process wherein the temperature and heat transfer rate vary with respect to time, and temperature vary with respect to position and also time. That is what transient conduction means. In that, lumped heat analysis is a special case wherein temperature of the body varies uniformly, okay, with respect to time. It means temperature is function of only time. With respect to position, the temperature remains same. That is what lumped heat analysis. Okay, and also we have seen what is the criteria condition for lumped heat analysis. Thermal conductivity should be very high, temperature gradient is small. It also means that resistance for conduction is very less. When we derived the temperature distribution equation given by T minus T infinity by Ti minus T infinity equal to e power minus HAT by rho CPV. That is a basic equation which can be written in terms of thermal time constant, tau thermal, and Biot number and Fourier number. Then we have derived the instantaneous heat transfer equation. Qi is minus Ha into Ti minus T infinity into e power minus Bi into F naught. In the previous slide, I have derived only the second form. Okay, it can be further simplified to the last form as shown here. This Ti minus T infinity e power minus Bi into F naught is nothing but T minus T infinity. This is instantaneous heat transfer. Then we have total heat transfer, which is given by this equation rho Vcp Ti minus T infinity into e power minus Bi into F naught. This also can be simplified further. You already know Ti minus T infinity into e power minus Bi into F naught is nothing but T minus T infinity, okay, from this equation. So T minus T infinity minus Ti minus T infinity cancels. So this is what the final form we get. Okay, why I have shown these two final form is in the data handbook only these forms are available. This equation is available. So this is what we covered in the lecture 1. Now we will start with the significance of Biot number. Okay, so we already know that for lumped heat analysis, thermal conductivity should be very high. Okay, now how to identify whether any system is under lumped analysis or not? That's why we use Biot number as a criteria. Okay. Now what is this Biot number? It is given by H Lc by K, where Lc is the characteristic length, H is heat transfer coefficient, K is thermal conductivity. It can be also written in this form, okay, with a small rearrangement. If I take K to the numerator, H to the denominator, L by K is nothing but ratio of conduction resistance within the body to convection resistance at the surface of the body. Another small modification will give you this form. If you multiply by delta T and divide by delta T and take Lc to the denominator, you will get H delta T. That is, it is also the ratio of convection at the surface of the body to the conduction within the body. Okay, now how to use Biot number to identify whether a system is in lumped analysis or not? That is with this logic. Okay, so we already know that for a lumped heat analysis, temperature throughout the body should be uniform. That is, delta T should be 0 or it is very minimum. This is possible only when thermal conductivity is very high. Okay, so if thermal conductivity is very high, the value of L by K, when K is very high, L by K is less. That is, resistance for conduction should be as low as possible. Now since Biot number is ratio of conduction resistance to convection resistance, when conduction resistance is very low, it means Biot number should be low. So therefore Biot number should be as low as possible. Okay, now let us see how the Biot number affects the temperature gradient. Now you can see two pictures A and B. In the figure A, you can see when the Biot number is very small, the temperature gradient, the difference between T1 and Ts is very small. Okay, so if Biot number is 0, then this will be delta T also will be 0. You will get same temperature difference. If you see in the bigger figure B, when the Biot number is very high, the temperature gradient increases. So with this you can see that you can use Biot number as a mean to identify whether a body is in lumped heat analysis or not. Okay, now for ideal case of lumped heat analysis, K should be very high. So thermal conductivity is very high, means the maximum value we can get is infinity. So if K is infinity, if you see this Biot number, when K is infinity, Biot number will be 0. So for ideal case of lumped heat analysis, Biot number should be 0. Okay, but we all know that K cannot be infinity. Therefore, for practical application, generally it is accepted that lumped heat analysis is applicable if Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1. So we use this condition as the criteria for lumped system analysis. So if any problem is given, the first step is find out the Biot number using HLC by K, and if the value is less than or equal to 0.1, we can easily apply lumped system analysis. So where we can apply lumped system analysis is generally any smaller bodies with a very high thermal conductivity. They are the good examples for lumped heat analysis, like metallic balls, metallic wires. Wire has a very less cross sectional area, but the surface area is very high. Similarly, sheet metal, cross section area is less, surface area is very high. So this is the significance of Biot number, which is very crucial for lumped heat analysis. Now we will further move on to the Fourier number. What is the significance? So Fourier number is given by alpha T by LC square, where alpha means thermal diffusivity, K by rho C. LC is the characteristic length. So Fourier number is also called as dimensionless time, and it signifies the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect through a solid body. It means when the Fourier number is very high, it takes more time for the heat to pass through the body. Okay, it means if the time taken for the body to get heated up is very less, Fourier number is less. So lesser the Fourier number, very fast is the movement of heat transfer through the body. Higher the Fourier number, the penetration of heating or cooling is less. That is what Fourier number signifies. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of this lumped heat analysis. Now we have to solve problems on this. In order to solve the problem, please follow the following procedure. Okay, so if any problem is given, what you have to do is, first step, find the Biot number. Biot number is given by HLC by K. H is heat transfer coefficient, K thermal conductivity. What is LC? LC is nothing but characteristic length. For a plane slab it is L by 2, for a cylinder R by 2, sphere R by 3. Just you have to apply. Find out the value of Biot number. If you get Biot number less than or equal to 0.1, straight away apply lumped heat analysis concept. Suppose if it is greater than 0.1, we have some other method which we will study in the future lecture. So just ensure Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1. Once it is less than 0.1, I can use this temperature distribution equation, T minus T infinity by Ti minus T infinity equal to e power minus Bi into F naught. Why you have to use this equation is, since already Biot number you have found out, your job is only to find out Fourier number. Or you can use e power minus HA by rho CPV into T. That form also possible. Finally find out instantaneous heat transfer and total heat transfer. Okay, so with this we will solve some problems so that you can understand the concept well. So let us take the first problem. Okay, before that we will just see how to use data handbook. Okay, so all of you have the data handbook. So for lumped heat analysis, just go to the 58 page number. Okay, this is the 8th edition. Maybe in the latest edition the page number will be different, but still the overall content will be same. Okay, so here you can see in the page number 58 we have transient conduction, lumped parameter system. Description is given. Lumped means a body with high thermal conductivity suddenly exposed to convective atmosphere. Okay, and this is valid for HL by K, means Biot number less than 0.1. so less than 0.1. Okay. So that is the Biot number. Then you can see L means here they tell it is a significant length. Instead of characteristic length, they use the term significant length, which is V by A. The value you have to remember, L by 2, R by 2 and R by 3. So then this is the expression to find out T of T. So you have the basic equation HA by C into V into rho by T. C is nothing but specific heat, rho is nothing but density, V is the volume. It's also written in terms of Bi into F naught. Okay. Another one you can see here is thermal time constant, which is given here. You can also use that form, right? Then the value of Biot number is given, Fourier number is given, and finally the instantaneous heat transfer, H into A into T is temperature any time T minus T infinity. You can use this, or you can use a second equation to find out total heat transfer, rho CV T minus T infinity. This is about the data handbook. Now let us take one example of the problem. Okay. Yes, the temperature of the gas stream is to be measured by a thermocouple. So we are using a thermocouple whose junction is approximated as a 1 mm diameter sphere. So the junction of thermocouple is approximated as a sphere of 1 mm diameter, as shown in the figure. Okay, this is the figure. So the thermocouple wire we have, and this is the junction of spherical shape, diameter 1 mm. It is exposed to gas at temperature, having temperature T infinity and H. So let us take Ti is the initial temperature. The properties of the junction is given, K is given, density is given, specific heat is given, heat transfer coefficient is also given, 210. You have to find out how long it will take for the thermocouple to read 99% of the initial temperature difference. Okay, so this is a very important problem. It has been asked in the question paper also. Now let us see how to solve this. First, find out what is the characteristic length. Since it is a sphere, for a sphere we already know it is R by 3. R by 3 is nothing but D by 6. Okay, so formula is applied. You can see what is D by 6. Find out the characteristic length. Now what is the first job? My first job is to find out whether it is lumped heat analysis or not. Okay, so now apply HLC by K, substitute H value, you will get the Biot number is 0.001. This is less than 0.1. Okay, so now I have ensured this is lumped heat analysis. Now I will go with the temperature distribution formula. Before I go, now they have given one sentence here, that is determine how long. You have to find out time here, not temperature. What is the time taken for a thermocouple to read 99% of the initial temperature difference? So in order to read 99% of the initial temperature difference is Ti minus T infinity. So we must have, that is T of T minus T infinity by Ti minus T infinity equal to 0.01. Okay, now how we get 0.01? An example is given. Suppose you take initial temperature of the thermocouple is 0, the gas temperature surrounding is 100. So initial temperature difference is Ti minus T infinity is 100. For a thermocouple to read 99% of this initial difference means initial difference is 100, 99% of that is 99. So therefore for 99% the T of T should be 99 degrees centigrade. It means when the T of T is 99, what happens? You just T 99 minus 100, that is 1, divided by initial 100, so you will get 0.01. Okay, so 99% of the difference is 0.01. So now I know the ratio of this value. Okay, now find out this value of HA by rho CV and use the temperature distribution equation. T of T minus T infinity by Ti minus T infinity equal to e power minus B into T. B is nothing but this constant HA by rho CV, that is already found out. This ratio is 0.01, so you can find time as 10 seconds. It means that if surrounding temperature is 100, initial temperature is 0, after 10 seconds the thermocouple will read 99 degree centigrade. That is what given. So this is called sensitivity of a thermocouple. So how fast a thermocouple can read the surrounding temperature, that is called sensitivity. we will study this in a next lecture also. Actually this concept is there. Okay, so this is how we can find out time. We'll go to the next example, a very interesting one. You can find out the time of death of a person. Okay, so how we can use a theoretical concept for a practical application is explained here, right? A person is found dead at 5 p.m. in a room whose temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Okay, at 5 p.m. a person is found dead and the temperature of the room is 20 degree. Temperature of the body is measured to be 25 degrees centigrade when found. Means at 5 p.m. the body temperature was found to be 25 degrees centigrade. Okay, heat transfer coefficient was given, H is equal to 8. Modeling the body as a 30 centimeter diameter and 1.7 meter long cylinder, estimate the time of death of that person. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to consider the body of a human being as a cylinder of diameter 30 centimeter and the length 1.7 meter. Okay, now what is this 20 degrees centigrade? That is a room temperature, that is T infinity. What is this 25? See, when the person is alive, his body temperature is the normal temperature, that is 37 degrees centigrade. Okay, so from the time of the death the body temperature starts to decline, correct? Body will become cold. So when the person died, at that instant the body temperature was 37. From that 37 it started to drop. So what you have to do is, here you have to take initial temperature of the body as 37. You have to find out, we don't know at what time he died. Okay, but at 5 p.m. after some time t, the body temperature was found to be 25. That time we have to find out. So here Ti is 37, T of T is 25, surrounding is 20. Okay, we will see that. Before that we have to find out characteristic length and we have to find out Biot number. Okay, so to find out characteristic length I can use V by A. So here volume of the cylinder is pi r square into L. Surface area, here what they have done is the overall surface area 2 pi r naught into r naught into L plus the surface area of the head and the foot. Okay, so that's why 2 they have added, or simply you can take r by 2 itself, no problem. You will get characteristic length. Find out the Biot number, HLC by K. You will get 0.89, correct? Now if you see, this is greater than 0.1, so actually I cannot apply the lumped heat analysis, but what we can do is, so lumped system is not applicable. However, we can still use to find out a rough estimate of the time of death. Okay, so just to find out the rough estimate of the, since we do not require the exact time, the rough estimate we can find out considering it as lumped heat. So find out the constant of B, HA by rho CV, you will get this, and now substitute in this formula T of T minus T, you will get that 12.2 hours total time taken. It means the time taken for the body temperature to cool from 37 degree, that is normal body temperature, to 25 degrees centigrade is 12 hours. Now 25 degree was found to be at 5 p.m. so 12 hours before it is 5 am. So therefore roughly I can say that the death time of a body is 5 am in the morning. So this example demonstrates how to obtain ballpark values using a simple analysis. Ballpark means rough estimate. Okay, this is how we can use a concept, right? So with this we have come to the end of this lecture. So we have studied what is the importance of Biot number, what is the criteria for lumped heat analysis, that is Biot number should be less than or equal to 0.1, and why Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1 also we have seen that, and finally we have solved problems. So in the next class, in the next lecture, I will solve some more problems. Now we will conclude. Okay, thank you very much for listening.